guys, it's Chris from Survival Dispatch, and John finally decided to show up for work.
I'm here every now and then. Come on. Sheesh.
And we're here with our buddy Bobby Linn with Purefire Tactical fire starters.
How you doing?
We want to do a little quick video to talk about fire steels.
Yeah.
Because everybody should have one of these.
Yep.
Everybody should have one of these. You know, we've done videos before. We've talked about, yeah. Bobby says everyone should have one of these. And I agree with
where can they get one of these, Bobby?
PurifireTactical.com.
That's right.
Those shameless plugs we throw
Now,
in there all the time.
You guys have all, if you watch the survival shows and stuff, you've probably seen Bobby's product. You just didn't realize you saw Bobby's product because so many people that go on the shows use his product.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for it. It literally is the best fire steel, metal match, mismatch, whatever you want to call it, and the best magnesium you can get on the market.
Hands down.
Hands down. Nothing really compares to it. This is the best stuff. So a lot of the guys that go on the shows and gals get a hold of Bobby. They take his stuff with them because it works. And when you're out there, fire is pretty damn important.
Oh yeah.
So you don't want to be messing around.
And I think that's one of the things that's really misconstrued and misunderstood at times is everybody thinks that magnesium is magnesium.
No.
You know, I can get that little tiny Coleman block at Walmart for $3, shave it off, and it's gonna just.
Well, you're never gonna shave that thing.
So that's where I'd like to start.
try.
Let's talk about the materials, Bobby, and the differences between your stuff and, like I said, that cheap Coleman
Okay.
at Walmart.
All right. Start off with I put a really good ferro rod on. It's a 3,200 degrees. It sparks very
Ridiculous.
well. Sorry.
It's all right. It's a table.
But the magnesium, I was not satisfied with the industry standard magnesium for fire starters.
Yeah.
So I went outside of the industry, whole different industry. If it's not this pure, they cannot use it. Of course, they only made huge rods, and I had them make this size. And if you can see it right here, it comes off in really long curls.
Yeah. So instead of getting those little teeny tiny
Chips.
you get
you're not getting curls.
You get these long curls. And what's the importance of the curl?
Well, the importance is you get more airspace around it. It's easier to light.
And surface area.
Surface area. And it's so soft that you can scrape off enough in 5 or 10 seconds to use instead of spending minutes sitting there and getting a little dust.
And when hypothermia is setting in, that's kind of nice, you know.
And then
Go for it. Go for it.
no.
Go for it. Go for it.
no, I don't have my little metal piece here.
The other thing too is Bobby was scraping that. You know, every one of his fire starters comes with this piece of hacksaw blade.
Yeah.
He was scraping that with the back edge of the blade.
Yep.
You know, that's why, like, you know, quality knives, you know, another thing we talk about, one of the things we look at is on the spine of our blades, we want a nice, solid, perfect 90 right there. Because I bet you this will scrape that just fine. Yeah.
Yep.
So, same thing. It doesn't do as quite as nice and fine a curl because this is such a thinner piece.
Yep, exactly.
But this is doing it just fine. This can produce the same thing. If I did that for just a couple more seconds, I'd have more than enough magnesium there to start a fire. But I scraped that with the back of the blade. I'm not using the blade. I'm not using the sharp side. I'm using the back of the blade.
The reason I like the hacksaw blade is because it is the perfect thickness to get the really long curls off. And when it's too thick, it just simply doesn't do that.
Yeah,
He's got a really sharp spine on that knife, and it just didn't come off in those long curls. So take care of these.
Comes with them, and one of the cool things, like with this folder, you know, is it's stuck in the handle.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose it. I know you're looking at that going, it's going to fall out. Bobby uses a rare earth magnet in here. You are not going to lose this out of here.
You can slide it out pretty easy.
You can slide it out, but you're not.
That thing as much
you're
as
not
you
going to
want.
sling it out. I mean, it's not going to come out of there. So that's a nice little feature to me because I like it not being on a lanyard personally. I like it separate.
Yeah, this one just keeps everything right in the handle.
And that's the survival model,
yeah,
right?
Survival model. All my models come with the fat lighter wood, your striker, and a duct tape roll with enough shavings on this so it'll burn for about a minute. The tape also burns. It's an extender, flame extender. And even if you put this on wet ground, it's going to burn slow instead of the real fast flash because of the hydrogen burning out of the water. And also, I haven't found a situation where it's too windy to use this. This will work when nothing else will.
So let's talk about the principles as to why to carry, fire starter in your fire kit as well. I mean, all of us would agree the easiest way to start a fire is a lighter.
Yeah.
But there are disadvantages to a lighter. I mean, we're now talking fuel. We're talking a lot of mechanical parts that go in and out. Wind. Not as hot of a flame. Moisture. So there's a lot of things that can really factor into, everybody thinking like, I got a Bic lighter, no matter what, come hell or high water, I got a fire.
No.
So that's why we, and like I said, Chris and I will admit, hey, our first source of trying to start a fire,
Go with a lighter.
go with a lighter. But a lot less can usually go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, our lighters are our first choice. But if it's a damp day or the material's damp and you're having a hard time finding dry stuff, I'm going to probably go to this first because I can get this nice big pile of magnesium that will get some wet tinder dried out and burning, as well as I'll have this with me that I can scrape down and add to it, or split up and add to it if I really need to in an emergency. Or models that have the entire handle, which these aren't available on the website, so don't ask.
Special order.
Special order only, because they're so darn hard to make this one. But look at that piece of fat wood. That is beautiful.
So say some of the advantages. So you took one of these.
Yeah, well, I know. Similar. What
Yes.
I took was
Tell them why.
just the fire steel itself. Alone wouldn't let us have the magnesium or the fat wood. They were onto that game. But Bobby got me his ferro rod in a 1/2-inch diameter rod, which is what I wanted.
One of my personal rods.
Yeah, one of his personal rods. Because I wanted to make sure that I had enough rod to light all the fires that I would. And I knew the environment was going to be wet, it's going to be damp, so there could be you could be spending some time striking because we weren't going to have nice, clean, tender like magnesium and fat wood. So Bobby hooked me up with this 1/2-inch rod, and that's what I took. Alone or Naked and Afraid, you'll see the magnesium combinations a lot.
Yeah.
And if you go back to the early days when they would give them those old Colgan's cubes or rectangle things, how hard a time they had with those and how they would wear that fire steel down to nothing in no time. A lot of it was through the methods they used, because I used to cringe watching them chop at it with a machete and stuff. But a lot of it is the product as well.
Yeah, I advocate to everyone that if you buy a product, whether it's mine or somebody else's, I prefer you buy mine, but use it.
Yeah.
Become proficient at it. You don't want to get out there and, how did that work again? Mm-hmm. When you need a fire, you need a fire. And you need to practice, practice, practice.
Yeah.
So what techniques, Bobby, would you say, with guys using fire steel, magnesium, things like that are often overlooked and usually are the reason why they fail at getting a fire started?
The main reason people fail is because they try to light large objects and the wrong type. But you always want to use shavings. You want to take your blade, your spine of your knife, and you want to make shaving just like you shave off the magnesium. And you want to make a nice pile. So you just keep shaving and make a nice pile of shaving.
And I try to tell people like this, try to go corner to corner all the time instead of long flat sides. Like Bobby just did there. He had a little rectangle piece of fat wood and he was going from corner to corner because that's how you get really nice shavings there real easy.
And then after you make a pile, and I typically like to make a big pile, I'll split this up and put on top of it. And then I'll put my little twigs on it. And then anything an inch or bigger, I'm going to quarter it and put that on till I get my teepee probably this high. And then it's only going to require me one spark, and then I've got a fire. And then I'm going to add my larger pieces. But I always split it till I get a really good fire going. I don't just throw big chunks of wood on it. And,
smother all the oxygen.
And I think that's why people fail. But another thing that they fail is I see them when they're striking the flint. It's always a scraping down motion. You let the flint fall on top of it, unless you practice enough where you can just shoot one off and land on it. You don't flip your wrist like this.
Yeah,
when you flip your wrist,
throwing it right over usually.
it's always scraped down, like you're scraping paint off of something. Same with the magnesium. You're scraping straight down. You go like that, you're going to get little bitty things.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to put your finger right up next to it and bear down on it. Same with this. I see people so many times when I let them try it, they want to hold it way back here like this is going to burn them really bad. I put my finger right up next to it, you know, and it pushes them away from you, you know. So don't be afraid to put some oomph on that thing.
So those are some good tips that can really help people out there. You know, what else do you look for, you know, in a product like this? As far as like diameter size of, you know, the ferro rod, magnesium, things like that, what are you usually trying to shoot for?
Well, 5/16 is the smallest rod I'll use.
Okay.
And that's what I have here.
Yeah.
I do make, for special orders, I make some that have a 1/2 inch ferro rod like this and the fat lighter handle. And this is a special order. If you contact me on my Facebook page or my website,
Which
contact page.
Facebook page?
Yeah.
Which
Facebook is Purefire Tactical /Facebook.com. And look for my little fire icon. But I do make those special order, and what I do is just invoice you through your email. And dude, we don't talk prices or anything.
You can. Yeah, it's your product.
Okay, this
Pitch it,
special
tell
order,
products in order.
special order fat lighter, fat wood handle is $40. Same with the 1/2 inch ferro rod.
And then
The
What's going on the
folded
line?
model is 30 by itself. Eventually, I'm going to offer the shock cord as an option. You can do it yourself too. The holes are already there. These are $5 extra, so 35 with this, but not right now. Right now, it's just 30. And then the survival model that keeps all of this inside of it. And by the way, all this comes with the other models too, but this one's 35 plus shipping, $5 shipping.
And it's totally worth. Every single one of his products are fantastic, all sourced, you know, right here in America, and it's one of those things where it's a product that you can trust your life.
Yeah, and how many times we talk about that when we're doing videos on equipment and gear and stuff. We talk about when people buy some of the lower end things, and sometimes, you know, hey,
Got to do what you got to do.
budgets are budgets and finances are finances. But again, this is stuff that you're potentially going to trust your life to. Now, if I'm going for a weekend camp trip, that's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But if you're doing something a little more adventurous,
Yep.
you know, where having a fire could be the difference between life and death, you want the best thing you can get. And at $35,
Yep.
$30 even, $35, that's not that big a.
What's your life worth?
Yeah, well, we say that here a lot. We talk about that a lot, about the quality of product and what you get.
Well, and let's say this. So $30 for the fold. I like the folding model. I love the fact that it's convenient. It's fantastic to put inside bags.
That's what's in my kit,
and
that
things
one.
like that. I love the handle that it creates also. So it's pretty much all the advantages minus the compartment.
Yeah.
But it's in a smaller package. How many fires would you say you can get out of one?
Thousands out of just using the shavings and the ferro rod, and probably 250 to 300 using magnesium quarter to 50-cent size pile.
So there you go. I mean, you start breaking it down. It pays for itself.
They're hard to wear out.
Yeah.
I actually have a customer that told me that he's used his for 4 years, every week, just about every week, once or twice, and he said he's halfway through. So that gives you some kind of a.
And mention the warranty that you talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So this is it, and the replacement on it.
I don't have the one with me that I should always hold up and tell people, but you wear this out as much as you can, and then you wear the flint of the magnesium out as much as you can, and then you send it back to me, and I'll send you a new one. It's that simple.
And in 9 years, how many of those have you had to replace?
One.
So, yeah, in 9 years, one guy's managed to wear one out. And I'd like to talk to him to find out how the hell he did it. Personally, I mean, what in the world's that guy doing? I mean,
knob over there.
I'd like to know who he is and what he's up to.
I sent him a note and said, hey, you can use a little bit of wood shavings. You don't have to use magnesium every time.
Yeah, you can use monkey fur, you can use all kinds of
And
things.
to be honest with you, he used this about this far
Yeah.
and then sent it back to me.
So he was making huge piles of magnesium. Pretty much.
And he didn't use the whole thing. Hey, me to get along with. I sent it to him.
Yeah.
Just send him a note. Said next time,
Smaller.
do it right.
So guys, if you're in the market, for a fire steel, and we think that everybody should have one and know how to use it.
We talk about our fire kit a lot. None of us have ours in here right now, of course. But our fire kits are just that. You got your fire kit?
Well, you got that.
Yeah, mine's in the truck. But, you know, we talk about our fire kit, and it's just that it's a kit.
Yep.
So there's multiple ignition sources in there. Tinder in most cases, of various kinds. But there will always be one of these in there because this is the last, like, all right, these aren't working. I know this is going to work. This is going to get me a flame. It's going to light this stuff on fire. It's going to light this stuff on fire. This will get me a flame. Lighters get wet. Lighters break. Lighters quit working. They're, you know, frozen. Fuel leaks out of them because they've been in your bag for 6 months and you ain't looked at it and you spark it and you got nothing.
Can I show something about that? One thing about using the folder, and I do when I sell at my demonstrations, I show people this. But when you scrape the magnesium off, it locks in place and there's no problem. It does the same thing. When you turn this over to ignite it, it can fold up on you because you want to put this down on the surface, a hard surface or something, or the ground. So you simply put your thumb right behind the ferro rod and push a little. You can make it rigid, and that way you can do this. You don't want to try to do it up here. And I know there's a big controversy kind of how you light it with a ferro rod. And a lot of people say you hold it here and you pull the rod away from you. This doesn't work that well for me. My ferro rods spark so easily. Holy moly. I'm sorry about that.
I was waiting for that to happen at some point. I knew it was going to.
That was awesome.
Sorry, man.
What Bobby doesn't know is we're special around here, so it doesn't really matter.
It don't matter. You're all right. But see, you guys saw that. He was just trying to show you one spark. One little spark of that hit this table and roll into that and ignited it like that. That's what we're talking about, the difference in these products, guys.
But see, I can just get one spark off, and I don't go, I always tell people, if you're just scrape straight down, just like that, and let them fall on it. Just don't go beyond that and scatter it. That's what people are trying to get you not to do. That's why they're saying do this. Doesn't work as well.
Well, and they say to do that too so that people aren't doing the hook at the end and flinging them out. So many people get too far away and they're trying to throw it at it or that hook, which will actually throw it right over the top of whatever you're trying to light. And so having it right down here on what you're going to light, and like you said, just popping it right into it's all you got to do.
Now you've got a burn spot like.
I'll have Bobby sign that so he knows.
Next time he comes back.
Chris Tanner's got one on his stump where he breaks knives.
That's why we have rustic tables around.
That's right.
Here. So, but and that just kind of goes to show, like Bobby said, just how easy this stuff ignites.
I mean, that right there was probably the best example you could have ever had of how easy this stuff will go up.
But yeah, I'll be sending Bobby a bill for my table later today.
There we go. Yeah.
So guys, we think you should, carry a fire steel in all of your kits.
Absolutely.
And if you're interested in any of these,
PurefireTactical.com. We'd be proud to send you one.
So guys, go check out Bobby. He's a fantastic dude. He's been, a partner in this project for a long time. Go all the way back to the 5 items we would take in the woods video. And people, asked us a bazillion questions about the fire starters that Chris and Aaron had in that video, and that's why we brought Bobby on today to show a lot of the cool products that he has. And he's got some other cool things in the works. So make sure go like his Facebook page, go check out his website. You're supporting an awesome company, and you're getting a fantastic product.
And maybe we'll do a giveaway.
Yeah.
We'll do a giveaway.
Comment below if you would like us to run a giveaway also.
Comment on the video, and we'll do a giveaway. We'll give one of these fine fire starters away.
So if you guys got any other questions with regards to fire steels, magnesium, ferro rods, anything like that, feel free to leave them below. Make sure you hit the like button and notify so that you're given notification when we post videos, because that's kind of a new thing on YouTube. So make sure you do that as well. And
we'll bring the fire.
He'll bring the fire. That's right. Have a great one, guys.
Till next time.